But this particular argument, I mean, when you say someone stole, then I mean it's either true or false. Uh, uh, so Favre is saying that contrary to what Shannon Sharpe wants the judge to believe and maybe the world to believe, he wasn't speaking as a figure of speech. Remember that, as KaiR already mentioned, Favre was speaking very passionate, very emotional, because that's who he is. That's why he is so relatable and likable. And so when he heard it, he said, "Yo, I can't believe that. I mean, Brad Favre stole from the uh, less, like the undeserved. I think is the word,
Undeserved, that's the word, yeah.
undeserved that he used." And you might think, and so Favre is saying, no, what he said wasn't a figure of speech. The way he formulated the claim is as a statement of fact. And why is it a statement of fact? Because what is okay, guys? So what if a figure of speech, and you call it rhetoric hyperbole, but a figure of speech. Hey, I want to thank you a million times. I'm so hungry I can eat a horse. The suitcase weighed a ton. You know that those are figure of speeches. Brett Favre stole from the undeserved.
It's a figure of speech for misappropriation.
Favre is saying it's not a figure of speech, but rather a statement of fact because it's either true or false. And if something is either true or false, then it's a statement of fact. That's why Favre believes that Shannon Sharpe Shannon Sharpe's comments should be considered a statement of fact and should be judged solely on that. So that's the first part, right? What do you think about that argument, KR? That I mean, I gave you a couple of examples of figure of speeches. You know, she's as old as the hills. I mean, but if you compare the examples I gave
Hey
as
man. And maybe that's a new he's introducing new ones, stealing from the undeserved. That could be it would be a figure of speech for maybe getting some extra money.
yeah,
Who
wow,
knows? Who knows? But I think it's a wild way to suggest it's a figure of speech. But
yeah.
hey man,
But
I think to be honest, I think Brett's lawyers made a good point over you.
yeah, yeah, it does seem like I feel that way as well. I mean, at the end of the day, you also have to look at the context and a lot of things. So we're gonna talk about the other arguments as well, because the second argument pertains more to the context. So we'll dive more into that. But this particular argument, I mean, when you say someone stole, then I mean it's either true or false,
Hey, you
right?
might get got in the
Maybe.
street if you steal. You might get got.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
putting a sentence on Brett. But okay.
yeah.